everyone. This is R. Pratap Singh, a first year undergraduate student at IIT Gandhinagar, and I'm here to give a brief overview on my robotic hand project, which I recently completed under Bean Mechanics, the robotic club of IIT Gandhinagar. So, first, let's start with a short demonstration video of the project. So as you guys saw in the demonstration video, that the project is basically a robotic hand that can be controlled by our hand gestures using OpenCV. Actually, OpenCV is one of the most blooming technologies in modern robotics, and it's used in many other fields too. So this project is actually an attempt to implement OpenCV onto an hardware machinery and get a fascinating output. So let's understand the project in more details and get to know what are the components that I've used in this project. So firstly, we have this robotic hand, as you can see. So this is basically a assembled robotic hand which can be assembled using several parts, and each of the finger of this hand is connected with a particular servo motor, and when the servo motor rotates at an angle of 180 degree, it leads to the finger to bend down. So this is basically how it works. And next we have the servo motors, which will be used to control these fingers, as I told. And then we have the most important component of our project, which is the Arduino board, as you can see here. And this is basically going to control all the servo motor as per the instructions that we are going to give him. And then we have some general jumper wires that we'll be going to use to connect the servo motors with our Arduino and the other components. So let's get to know more about the project and get straight towards the code and understand the basic concepts and the code that I wrote to complete this project. So to complete this project, I had to write 4 codes. 3 of them are Python codes, in which I have used OpenCV to detect the gestures of our hand and send the data to the serial monitor of the Arduino. And the Arduino code reads the data from the serial monitor and rotate the servo motors accordingly. So now first understand the Python code. So the first and the most important one is this handtracking.py, which is the hand tracking module. So the major libraries that I've imported are CV2, MediaPipe, Time and Math. So as you can see that this program is in object-oriented manner, so that we can import the functions from this class onto another program. And so I'll not be going very deep into the code, and I'm not going to explain every single line of the code, but just I'm going to give a brief overview of all the functions and what these functions do. So the first function is init self, which is basically used for the initialization of all the attributes and required objects. And then we have the next important function, which is the find hand function, which is the most important function in this class. And what it basically does is it detects all the 21 landmark points of our hand. So let me show it to you with a picture. So here we go, and as you can see that it's going to detect the landmark points in this similar manner. So you can see that there are 21 landmark points, these red dots, and each of these dots are connected via green lines. And you can also see that every point is assigned a particular tip ID, and we are going to calculate the X and Y coordinates of these tip IDs to detect the gestures of our hand, but that thing we'll do it later. So this was just to detect the landmark points of our hand. So this is what basically this find hand functions do. And then we have this find position function. So what it basically does is we are going to calculate the X and Y coordinates of these landmark points so that we can detect the gesture. Like that thing we'll understand later, that how we are going to use the X and Y coordinates to detect the gestures. So the list which it is going to return is this LM list, which is basically a list which consists of several sub lists. And each sublist consists of 3 elements: the ID number and the X and Y coordinate. As you can see here, the CX and CY, these are the X and Y coordinates of that particular ID number, and that ID number corresponds to a particular landmark points. So this is the list that is very useful for us, and we are going to use it to detect the gestures. And then we have the second most important function, which is the finger sub function. This is going to return us a Python list named fingers. So I'll show you how this list looks like. So here you can see that this list, which has all elements, whose all elements are 1. So what this Python list basically is, it consists of 5 elements, and each of the element can be either 0 or 1. And each of the element of this finger corresponds to a particular finger. And the sequence is like: the first element corresponds to the thumb, the second corresponds to the index finger, and the third corresponds to the middle finger, and so on. And the value of each element can be either 0 or either 1. So actually what does it signifies is that if the element is 1, which means it means that the finger is in down position. If the element is 0, it means that the finger is in up position. So for example, if I say all the elements in this list are 0, it means that all the fingers are in up condition. And in this case, as you can see, that all the elements are 1, which means that all the fingers are in down position. So let me give you a short demonstration on how it looks like. Let me run this code. So as you can see here, it is detecting all the landmark points on my hands, and they are connected by green lines, and you can see the pink dots. These are the landmark points, and in the terminal you can see it is printing the fingers list, which I just explained to you guys, and all the elements in the fingers list are 0, which means that all the fingers are in up position. Now if I bend down my index finger, then you can see that in the terminal that in the fingers list the second element has turned 1, which means that the index finger is in down position now, and the rest all the fingers are up. So all the elements except the second one are 0. And similarly, if I bend down all my fingers, then you can see that every element of fingers list has turned 1, which means that all the fingers are down. So this was the demonstration that how these fingers list will be used to detect the gestures of our hand. So this is how we are going to use the Python list to detect that which finger is up and which finger is down. So let's now understand that how we are going to create this fingers list. So let me show it, explain it to you guys with the help of an image. So as you can see that we are going to use the X and Y coordinates of the tip IDs. So what are the tip IDs? Actually I'm talking about these tip points, tip landmark points, that every finger has a tip point. So for the thumb it's 4, for the index finger it's 8, and for the middle finger it's 12, for index, or for the ring finger it's 16, and for the pinky finger it's 20. So we are going to use the X and Y coordinates of these tip IDs to figure out that which finger is down and which finger is up. So what we are going to do is that, for example, if we are talking about this index finger, then if the Y coordinate of this 8th landmark point is less than the Y coordinate of the 7th landmark point, which is the point exact adjacent to it. If the Y coordinate of this point is less than the Y coordinate of this 7th point, then we can say that this finger is in down position, and that is what exactly we have written in the code. So let me show it to you. So as you can see that self.lm list self.tip IDs 2 is less than this self.-2 or 2. So what basically is, it is the same condition which I explained to you guys, that if that X Y coordinate is less than the Y coordinate of the 7th point, then it's going to append 0. Then it means it is in up position. So this is else it's going to append 1. So this is how basically we are going to calculate this fingers list, and this list is we are going to send this list to our serial monitor, and through which it's going to detect the gestures and going to rotate the servo motors accordingly. So now let's talk about the another module, which is the sir.py module. So what this module is going to do is that it's going to send data to the serial monitor in form of a Python strings. So how it's going to do is that, for example, if we have this list 1 2 3 4 5 6 1 2 3 4 5, it's going to convert this Python list into this string initialized with the $sign, and going to send this string to the serial monitor, and that serial monitor is going to read that data and going to rotate the servo motors accordingly. We'll talk about it later, but this is how it's going to send this string, going to send this Python list in a string format. So I have defined a function send data, and we are going to input our Python list into this send data function, which is initialized as data, and it's going to convert it into a string initialized with the $, and going to send that string to the Arduino's code. And then we have this final function, which is basically the implementation of the final functions, and we have imported hand tracking module, which we have created here, and we have also imported the SIR module, which we have also created here. And then we have defined the necessary variables, the detector using the hand tracking module, and my serial using the serial module. And then we are going to send this fingers up list to this my serial.send data. Like we are going to send this using the SIR module, we are going to send this fingers list into a string format to our Arduino code. So now let's understand that how the Arduino code works and how it receives the data into a serial monitor in form of string and going to read that to rotate the servo motors accordingly. Let's now understand the final part of our code, which is this Arduino code, and we are going to use this code to control the servo motors as per the inputs that we are going to give it to the serial monitor. So first we have to include all the necessary libraries. So the only hardware that we are going to use except the Arduino are the servo motors. So we have to only include the servo.h library. And then as I told earlier that each finger is attached to the particular servo motor. So we have to assign a particular servo motor to a particular finger. So we can see here that there will be 5 servos and each of them will correspond to a particular finger. So there are servo thumb, there is servo index, servo middle, servo ring, and servo pinky. These will be servo motors connected to that particular finger. Then we have to define the setup in which we are going to define that which servo is connected with which terminal. So we can see that servo thumb is connected with 9th terminal, servo index is connected with 10th terminal, and so on. So again, I won't be going with the line by line explanation of the whole code, but I'm just going to give a brief overview that how this code actually works and how it reads the data from serial monitor and control our servo motors. So first we need to read the data from the serial monitor that we are going to receive. So as I told earlier that we are going to receive a string initialized with a $sign through the serial monitor. So by writing this character.c is equals to serial.read, we are going to read that string, and then we are going to split that string and going to store each element of the string into a particular array named val received. As you can see here that we are going to append all the elements in this array. So like we have a string, let me show it to you what is the string. So like as I've showed that there will be a list of 5 elements and it will be sent to the serial monitor in form of this string initialized with a $sign. And so we are going to split the string and going to store each element of the string into a array called val received, and we are going to use this array to control our servo motors. So if you see then this val received array is actually similar to the list fingers that I showed earlier, which would have 5 elements and each of them will be either 0 or 1, and each of them will correspond to a particular finger, as you know, and it will signify, and the value of that element would signify that whether the finger is up or whether the finger is down. So let's now understand the final part of our code in which we are going to control the servo motors. So as you can see, there is a void loop, and if the value received, the 0th index of this particular array is 1, which means that the first element of that array is 1 and the first element corresponds to the thumb servo. So if the first element is 1, which means that that thumb has to be down, so the servo motor will rotate at an angle of 180 degree, else it's going to be at the same position. And the same thing is going to happen with all the fingers. We are going to check it again and again, and if that element turns to be 1, then we are going to rotate the servo motor and then the finger will bend down. So this is how actually this works. So let me show you a short demonstration on how this reads the data from serial monitor and how servo motors work accordingly. So if in the serial monitor I input a string, so this is the string which I will put, and as you can see that all the elements are 1, so the expected output would be that all the servo motor should bend and the finger should bend down. So it so as you guys saw in the video that all the fingers has bent down and the servo motors have bent to an angle, rotated to an angle of 180 degrees. So this is how basically it works. So this is a short demonstration of my robotic hand project, and to know more details about this project and to get a line by line coding walkthrough, you can check out the link below in the description from where I learned to make this project. And I hope you guys enjoyed this, and stay tuned to Main Mechanics for more such interesting stuffs and robotic insights.